and tradesmen defended liberty, showcasing ordinary Americans taking up arms to protect their rights and communities. The founders viewed permanent armies as tools of tyranny, using citizen militias to protect liberty without creating conditions for dictatorship. This approach preserved freedom by preventing the concentration of military power in government hands. George Mason famously defined the militia as the whole people, except for a few public officials. This broad definition underscores the founders' belief in the people's role in safeguarding liberty through armed defense. James Madison, author of Federalist No. 46, warned that only an armed citizenry could keep government power in check. His writings made clear that the militia was the people's ultimate safeguard against tyranny, emphasizing the importance of citizen defense. Madison envisioned a militia of nearly 500,000 citizens with arms, highlighting the power of ordinary Americans in resisting tyranny. This vision reflects the founders' belief in the armed citizenry as a balance against government overreach. To Madison, ordinary Americans trained and equipped to resist tyranny if necessary represented a force no government could oppress. This armed citizenry served as the ultimate balance against government overreach, ensuring liberty was preserved. Alexander Hamilton explored the necessity of citizen arms in Federalist No. 29, stressing that freedom depends on an armed populace. Even as an advocate for stronger central government, Hamilton recognized the importance of citizen militias. Hamilton acknowledged the discipline and proficiency of a large body of citizens with arms, emphasizing their role in maintaining freedom. This perspective highlights the importance of citizen militias in preventing government control. Hamilton's analysis recognized that not everyone trains, but enough citizens must maintain proficiency to keep professional troops from controlling citizens. This balance ensures that the army remains honest and accountable to the people. Hamilton concluded that a disciplined people's militia prevents the central government from using professional troops to control citizens. This principle was fundamental to his vision of balanced government power, advocating for a stronger federal structure. Samuel Adams connected the right to arms directly with the existence of the militia, emphasizing the importance of armed citizens in preserving liberty. His perspective reinforces the founders' belief in the people's role in defending their rights. Samuel Adams asserted that the Constitution should never prevent peaceable citizens from keeping their arms. This statement underscores the founders' intent to protect the right to bear arms as a fundamental liberty. Adams warned that disarming law-abiding citizens would destroy the militia and open the door to tyranny. Without arms, the people could not serve as the militia, and without the militia, liberty could not be preserved. Richard Henry Lee, a prominent figure in American history, was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. He was a vocal advocate for the militia, viewing it as a crucial defense of liberty. Lee believed that a properly formed militia was essentially the people themselves, encompassing all men capable of bearing arms. This idea was central to his vision of a free and secure society. Lee's definition of the militia was not as a government unit, but as a living expression of liberty. He saw the people as armed and organized to resist tyranny, embodying the essence of freedom. To preserve liberty, Lee emphasized the necessity for the entire body of people to possess arms. This was a fundamental principle in ensuring freedom and resisting oppression. Lee's analysis highlighted the role of armed citizens as both defenders of the nation and guardians against corrupt leaders. This balance of power was crucial in maintaining liberty. Lee warned that disarming the populace would lead to the destruction of the militia and liberty itself. He cautioned that an armed citizenry was vital for the foundation of free government. Lee envisioned a militia where citizens were trained, armed, and free, forming a nation of defenders rather than subjects. This vision was integral to his understanding of liberty. Thomas Jefferson, another key figure, viewed arms as essential to maintaining the spirit of liberty and resistance to tyranny. For him, an armed citizenry was the essence of free people. Jefferson famously stated that no freeman should be barred from using arms and emphasized the importance of preserving the spirit of resistance to maintain liberties. Jefferson's philosophy was that freedom required both the right and willingness to bear arms. The militia was the vigilant and free-armed people themselves, embodying the spirit of liberty. William Paterson, a signer of the Constitution and Supreme Court Justice, provided clear explanations on the role of the militia, emphasizing its importance in preserving civil liberty. Paterson considered a well-regulated militia as essential for the preservation of civil liberty, highlighting its role in maintaining freedom and resisting oppression. Paterson defined the militia as the people prepared to act as soldiers to resist oppression and secure their rights, reinforcing the idea of a citizen-led defense force. Paterson's clarity left no room for debate. The militia was not a government force but the people themselves, armed and trained for defense against tyranny. Paterson asserted that tyrants dread freemen, as a well-regulated militia meant citizens were trained and free, posing a threat to oppressive rulers. The founders defined the militia as the whole body of citizens, self-armed and trained, for the defense of liberty. This contrasts with the modern reinterpretation of the militia's role. The founders saw the militia as citizens, not a government force, with the purpose of defending liberty. They were self-armed, self-trained, and controlled by the people. Today, the militia is often redefined as the National Guard or state-controlled units, with citizens' rights to arms diminished, losing the original connection to liberty. The term, well-regulated, originally meant well-trained and functioning, not government-controlled. This shift in meaning has altered our interpretation of the Second Amendment. Every founding father agreed that the militia was the armed populace, essential to freedom. Despite disagreements on other matters, they united on this principle of an armed and free citizenry. The founders of the United States had a clear vision for the role of citizens in safeguarding liberty. Mason believed that the whole people are the militia, while Madison noted that 500,000 citizens with arms in hand were crucial. Hamilton emphasized the importance of citizens trained to defend liberty. Adams and Lee both recognized the necessity for peaceable citizens to keep their arms, with Lee stating that the militia are the people themselves. Jefferson and Paterson echoed these sentiments, highlighting the role of armed citizens in preserving liberty and freeing tyrants. The founders' intention behind the Second Amendment was not to empower the government, but rather to restrain it. It was crafted to limit government power over the people, ensuring that citizens could always defend their rights and nation. The militia was seen as a defense mechanism, a safeguard against potential government overreach. Today, the message remains clear: freedom survives only when citizens remember they are the militia. They must be active participants in preserving liberty, not mere spectators. A disarmed people are subjects, but an armed, educated populace is free. This call to action is a reminder of the power and responsibility that comes with citizenship. Freedom is not something granted by the government. It is secured by the actions and vigilance of its citizens. Presented by SHR Media, this message underscores the importance of active participation in the defense of liberty. Follow SHR Media on X at @SHR_Media for more insights and discussions on preserving freedom. In creating this presentation, we have drawn from a variety of primary sources, including the Library of Congress, Founders Online, and Rutgers University Library. We also referenced writings from influential figures such as